Anyway, where was I? Right. Papers, please. Right. I was doing this.
Hello?
Доброе утро, Kenol Demidov. This is Agent Lena Morozova from SVR.
Huh? Secret Service? Okay, what is it about?
Duty calls, Colonel. Mother Russia once again requires your services. We're launching a series of military operations in the Baltic states in relation to the attack of our troops escorting supplies to Kaliningrad.
But I was supposed to retire in,
Are you retired yet, Colonel?
no, but,
Then this is understood. You will work under my supervision in a special mobile command unit. Pack up your things. A helicopter is already on its way to pick you up.
but where are you taking me?
Grab something warm. We're going to Narva. Colonel Demidov, finally you're here. Please meet Captain Batalin.
It's an honor, sir. I've read your memoirs at the Academy.
Ah, yes, I've read them too.
And did you have time to read the documents I left for you in the helicopter during the flight?
Well, yes, the general intention is clear, but there are plenty of elements that need reviewing, starting with a proper inventory of our forces.
That's why you're here, Colonel. Your expertise is highly valued, and I'm sure you will rapidly find solutions to all those details. You will also be assisted in your task by the commander, who will handle the direct command of our troops and who will, I'm sure, always make the most of every situation. Now let's get out into the field and start this inventory.
Okay, so I kind of like the old guy. Her, I'm not entirely convinced on.
The city of Narva lies on the opposite bank of the Narva River, which marks the frontier with Estonia. We expect only limited resistance from reserve troops of the Estonian Defense League. And since the population is mostly Russian, there shouldn't be much civilian resistance.
I wouldn't necessarily count on that.
But first, we need to regroup our units. Who is in charge here?
Lieutenant Petrov, I'm in charge here.
Not anymore. Commander, take control of these troops.
You won't be taking command of much here. We got plenty of vehicles in storage, but no one to operate them.
Well, thanks, Lieutenant. We'll take it from here. Commander, I will contact the nearby base and have them send crews for those vehicles. In the meantime, I suggest you take a look around and determine which vehicles the crews should be assigned to first. The first truck carrying vehicles cruise has arrived. Send this cruise to the unnamed armored vehicles you want to recover.
Thank you.
Тяжелый
Also, hang on, while I'm at it. Settings, gameplay. Bright taxi cab yellow. At least I think that's what that is. Yeah, that'll work. Or that didn't seem to save the change. Oh, duh. There's a little apply button there. Okay. That did it. Resume. Okay, vehicle cruise. Well, if we're going to be conducting an assault action, we probably want tanks. We're also probably going to want some IFVs, so move over here.
T-72s, old, reliable, and smoking heavily. Just like me.
Yeah, I like this guy.
BMP-3s, now we're talking. This 100mm gun provides excellent fire support against infantry.
Hopefully that will be useful when it comes to covering the MBTs.
BMP-2s are backbone infantry fighting vehicles, equipped with a 30mm autocannon and ATGMs.
What is that, a faggot? Conkers. Okay. In fact, Conkers... it's not terrible. What do we got here? Basic HE and 2 punched ATGM with decent... well, I say decent, it's a bit meh, but okay. And I do want these things because 30mm autocannons are useful.
Better 82s. Those tin cans have less armor than a wheelbarrow, but they're fast and armed with a 30mm autocannon.
Oh, they are decently
Battalion
fast.
reporting. My troops are in position. I'm ready to attack. Just give the order.
Hold on, Battalion. The commander is still working on recovering armored vehicles.
Then hurry up, Commander. We must act quickly. Isn't that right, Colonel? Seizing the initiative and maintaining a high operational tempo keeps the enemy in a defensive mindset, making their actions predictable and easier to defeat. That's from your memoirs, Comrade Colonel. I've memorized some passages by heart.
No, I mean, he's got spirit.
A second truck transporting vehicle cruise has arrived. Assign them to the vehicles you need the most, Commander.
Логистика здесь. Выгружаю.
Пехотинцы ждут ваших приказов.
Коробочку.
Пехота ждет указаний. Запрыгивай! Пехота на приеме.
Let's at least get the infantry loaded up.
Пехота на связи. Какие ваши указания? Залезай на броню. Пехота ждет приказа.
What are these guys? What? Assault infantry, PKP. Okay, well that's not particularly great, but they've got a lot of rockets. Well, rather, it's not. Well, actually, no, it's not great at all, really.
Это пехота. По машинам. Пехотинцы ждут ваших приказов. Занимаем транспорт. Пехота здесь.
What about this? Okay, that's not terrible, all things considered. It's basically the same as an AT4.
Пехота ждет приказа.
Also, speaking of the basic motor, again, so RPK 74, basic light machine gun, AK 74M. Oh, excuse me. Right.
Логистика готова. Снабжение заказывали.
Vehicle crews, MTLBs, Strela 10s, or BMP 1s. Okay.
Пехота на приеме. Пехота ждет указаний.
Good old BMP-1s. Reliable as ever. Machines designed to fight in the middle of a nuclear apocalypse. Doesn't fear a bit of rust and snow.
Пехота здесь.
Well. Rust and snow? Maybe not. Private Conscriptovich ripping out all the copper because he only gets paid $30 a month, the food's crap, everyone treats him like crap, and life generally sucks? Maybe. What are these things anyway? Oh, okay, well, they got the armor package, so that's one good thing. Also, was there seating always? Hang on.
БМП на связи.
Huh. Okay.
Транспорт, слушаю.
Yeah. Decent view range. Also, I love that the high altitude range is always like one of the longest for some reason. Heat. Short range, decent pen, decent damage, or HE. The blast radius is the same. It just does slightly more damage, but for much less pen. And the Grom can't be fired on the move. Which is actually, again, well, I believe I already said this, but it's actually historical that the Grom can't be fired on the move, because the Grom was, it was unstabilized. And then you have the 2A72 with decidedly meh ammunition. 2A42 with, again, decidedly meh ammunition. Although a lot of it. $1,200. Ah, okay. I honestly don't even want to take the...
MTLBs. Who would have thought I'd be retiring before they do?
Well, it is a very basic, basically, it's a metal box on tracks, and there's a surprising number of uses for metal boxes on tracks. 14.5 or 7.62. And then just go check those out. And I pity you guys, but get in.
Strela 10, anti-aircraft vehicles. The Estonians don't have any combat aircraft, but with American troops training nearby, you never know.
No, that's true.
That should be enough to
We do
start
like our
that
air
up,
power.
Colonel. We don't have all day.
Absolutely not. We need at least twice as many vehicles, as well as support units, and...
That was not a question. We're working on a very precise timeline. Multiple operations like this are being launched simultaneously across all the Baltic states. If we don't attack now, we'll lose the element of surprise.
Withholding information from me won't get us anywhere. How am I supposed to make the right decisions if I don't have all the cards in hand?
Nobody has all the cards in hand, Colonel. Not me, not you. Especially not you. Otherwise, it would constitute a serious security risk for the entire operation.
All right. Commander, the breach is right in front of us. This is a choke point, so we'd better cross it quickly and secure a bridgehead on the other side as fast as possible. The city might be mostly favorable to our presence. That doesn't mean the garrison shares the same opinion. You need to capture the border guards' headquarters as quickly as possible, and we might be able to take the city.
Free the city.
Free the city without much bloodshed.
You have BMP ones? Why? I mean, to be fair, Russia would probably be scraping the bottom of the barrel in most situations. Preferably with the tanks in front, because... What was this? BTR-82As. BMP-2Gs, which... looks like they have a grenade launcher.
When new vehicle crews become available, Commander.
And
Use
armor.
them to reinforce your group or to replace any losses, if there are any. Many vehicles are in very poor condition. Our mechanics will try to get some of them back into working order over time. Sometimes it's nothing, just a dead battery or a missing cable.
Or, again, Private Conscriptovich ripped the copper wire out because he only gets paid $30 a month, the food sucks, everyone treats him like crap because he's a conscript, and just life is generally miserable. Yes, that kind of thing does actually happen. To be fair, that's not exclusive to the Russian military necessarily, but you get the picture. Absolutely atrocious AP. Heat. That's better. ATGM is actually the best thing they've got here. What else do we got? You know, I'm honestly wondering if I should play this, like, for... to be a bit impolite, if I should play this, like, basically use Russian methods of warfare and not care about casualties, or if I should be careful like I normally am. Alright, well, force the border, I guess. Time to create an international incident. I love that the BTR-82s are going first, instead of the tanks.
The alarm has been sounded. We don't have much time. Head for the Estonian Defense League's headquarters before they can organize their defenses. Captain Battalion, advance on the left flank. Clear route that residential sector.
Так точно, товарищ Colonel. They won't understand what hit them.
Это пехота. Мы в огневом контакте с противником. Сначала граната, потом ты.
I just lost another BTR-82.
Пехота под огнем.
To be fair, that's kind of gonna happen if you're charging in infantry like this. Or I say infantry, if you're charging in with a bunch of vehicles like this. Unimog.
Пехоты много 200. Транспорт на поле боя. Мотолыга тут. Выдвигаюсь. Командир, у нас потери.
Okay.
Это пехота. Танки грязи не боятся. Прикрытие под обстрелом.
What's that BMP-2 doing all the way back there?
The headquarters of the Estonian Defense League is ours. This should provide us with a short respite.
Разгружаемся. Я уж думал, нас забыли.
New vehicles crews have arrived. Use them to reinforce our forces.
Thank you.
Пехота, по нам работают. Пехота, под обстрелом. Надо их выбить.
That is a very banged up BTR-82. Where's my other tank? There's my other tank. Right. So, what do we have? Something in there. Stuff over here. And then we have stuff over there. So... Vehicle crews?
Грузовой автомобиль
No.
готов.
There.
Мы переезжаем.
Парни, живее, живее давай.
BMP-1.
Куда вас довести?
So, there's probably going to be a counterattack. I think that's a fairly safe bet. So I'm going to put the BMP-1s, which can't fire their cannons on the move.
Заводи мотор. БМП на
I'm just going to spread them out. Because it seems like a pretty sensible decision. Even though I have a nagging suspicion they're all probably going to be dead by the time this mission's over. Not because I don't strictly want to be especially callous, it's just that it's a BMP-1. It's kind of made of explodium. So. What's the lines of sight this building has? Ooh, that building has great lines of sight. I want to put the PKP guys up there at some point.
Транспорт на связи. Приказ понял. Едем.
Did I already lose one of the BMP ones? I might have. Oh, I know there's another BMP one. Were they shooting at something? Oh no, there's smoke. Okay.
The Estonians are regrouping and seem to be preparing a counterattack. Defend the perimeter of the fort. As long as we hold it, we keep control of the bridge.
Thank you. Anyway, where is the truck? Okay, two S3s.
Тяжелый транспорт здесь.
Пехота на связи. Какие ваши указания?
Логистика готова.
What do we got over here?
Давай прокатимся.
Mind you, I do want those.
БМП слушает. Приказ понял. Выезжаем.
Пехотинцы ждут ваших приказов. Туда.
Боевая машина пехоты на связи.
Пехота здесь.
Экипаж готов. Поехали. Прием. Кто здесь? Привет. Транспорт, слушай.
Yeah, that building doesn't have great lines of sight. Horrible lines of sight, horrible lines of sight, horrible lines of sight. Well, that building is pretty decent lines of sight.
Принял. Выдвигаюсь.
Eh.
Острый счет на связи. Понял, принял. Мотолыга на приеме. Дорога наш дом.
Hopefully that can get out of there before things start exploding.
БТР на связи. Пути.
Also, very artillery heavy would be the Russian way of war. What on earth are those guys doing? Okay, well that's very Leroy Jenkins of you. Didn't strictly work, but it's very Leroy Jenkins of you. Something's bursting over there. Unless it's smoke grenades.
Т-72 на марше. Короболев. Мотолыга здесь. Мотолыга на связи, мы под огнем. Мотолыга на приеме. Погнали! Засада.
Oh, are they dropping smoke on us? I think they're dropping smoke on us.
Транспорт здесь. Транспорт заказывали?
I think that's what they're doing.
Пехота ждет приказа.
Which, I mean, if it is, it'd be kind of clever.
Бэха здесь. Пехота ждет указаний. Принял, зачищаю. Транспорт здесь, ведем бой.
That's when the BMP-3s. That is a bit more important.
Пехота на приеме.
I'd preferably not lose that. The BMP ones, those are probably pointless. Or not pointless. Those are probably, yeah, let's not go there. The BMP2s, those couldn't be more useful, but I'd still rather not have them blown up. And the BMP3s are actually important.
Бэха, слушай. Бэтер здесь. Выбрасывай. Коробочка на приеме. Уже еду. Нехватка витаминов.
Oh. G-Wagons. Oh! They've got a rocket launcher. Well, that truck's in for a very bad day. If I'm going to be completely honest, I'm a little bit surprised it's still alive.
Транспорт, слушаю. Выдвигаюсь.
Anyway, what do we got over here? We got a TOS one, we got a Tochka U, and a Grad.
Снабжение заказывали.
Okay, so
Это пехота. Пехота на связи. Какие
you
ваши
go over
указания?
there, you go over there,
Нужные припасы.
and then
Мы перейдем.
I do want you over here because I do want those BMP-2Gs.
CV-90 armored vehicle spotted. They're from their elite mechanized scouts battalion. Something tells me this attack is not taking them completely by surprise.
Well, considering we're talking about the, oh wow.
Боевая машина пехоты.
Well, considering we're talking about the, this is after the whole incident with the drone, and then, you know, Peacekeeper, I'm honestly not surprised that this has not taken them by surprise, because, let's be honest here, the Baltic states have been preparing for a Russian invasion of, not almost about as hard as Poland has.
Точка U, ballistic missile. Now that's all Soviet tech. Still, as long as the missile managed to launch, it should come back down. Eventually.
They're trying to blow up my air defenses. Get in the building. They blew up one of my Strelas. It's a pest, but it's not the end of the world. Unless they show up with air power later. What kind of range do these things have? It was giving me a range like 2 seconds ago. Huh. Also, how long... Aim time, 12 to 15 seconds. Okay. HE, 3500. Smoke. Heat, presumably for self-defense. Eh. Ah, I just lost one of my tanks. That's a bit unfortunate. I only have 2 of those. I mean, I can't quasi-substitute the BMPs, but... Oh, and they just took out one of the BTR-82s. Ironically enough, I still have 2 of the BMP-1s intact. So they immediately start flinging. So they immediately start flinging rockets at the BMP. Okay, well, I was trying to back the BMP-1 out of there, but apparently that didn't work. He didn't say anything about the grad. Tad unfortunate. What do we got? Standard HE missile. Ignore some cover. Lots of supply weight. Resupply time 60 seconds. I mean, it's TBM. What am I expecting? Also, I'm pretty sure those supplies are not technically in the forest. But it'll be fine. I don't expect to get much in the way of counter battery. Actually, you know what? Just never mind that. Is this gratuitous overkill? Yes, it is. Do I care? Not particularly. There we go.
Looks like they've had enough. They're falling back and taking defensive positions in the buildings of the city center. Continue your progression through the city, Commander. We need to clear all the pockets of resistance.
I would like to get... Can I get in these? If so, that would be very handy. BMP-1 AMs. Oh. So, what's the next objective? Advance, I guess. That is actually pretty aptly Soviet. New stuff there. BTR-82As. Wonder what the new stuff there is. I can have one of these trucks check it out. Hey, but now I need to load the infantry back into the vehicles. And I'm genuinely curious if I have enough vehicles to house all of the associated infantry. Why can't I unpause this? Okay. I mean, my mouse works. Huh. Well, that's an interesting bug.
Looks like they've had enough. They're falling back and taking defensive positions in the buildings of the city center. Continue your progression through the city, Commander. We need to clear all the pockets of resistance. Capture this crossroad, Commander. It controls the two main axes of the city. Nothing enters or leaves without us knowing if you control it. The railway station is an important logistics hub. You can probably grab some supplies for your troops there.
Okay. That's actually pretty interesting.
Куда вас довести? Очистить триумф. Мотолыга на приеме. Выдвигаюсь. Транспорт на связи. Давай прокатимся. Транспорт заказывали? Первый пошел.
So, it played a cutscene that it didn't play the last 2 times. Yes, I said 2 times because I encountered the exact same bug a second time around by accident when I paused it right when the guy started talking.
Боевая машина.
Which, suffice to say, was rather interesting and frustrating, but mostly interesting.
Транспорт заказывали? Двигаюсь к точке.
So I need to take that crossroads, and there's some nice buildings I can shove my infantry into. Right now, however, I need to recuperate, because I did take a bit of a thrashing.
Машина пехоты здесь. Запускай машину. Подай газку. ПВО, докладываю. Транспорт, слушаю. Коробочка на приеме. Коробочка на приеме.
A group of partisans is willing to join our forces, Commander. They're quite inexperienced and poorly equipped, so it's best to use them as the rear guard elements. Or cannon fodder. Your choice.
Partisans. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a pretty pro-Russian stint. Not unusual, though. Although, given the current conflict in Ukraine, I kind of can't help but wonder if that's what Russia was imagining would happen. Do I only have one? Well, no. Okay, no, I have 2 BMP3s. It's just one of them is in not great shape.
Т-72 готов к работе. Погнали.
Reservisky, or whatever they're pronounced. What do we have? 1 PKM, 6 AK-74s, and they somehow managed to get their hands on grenade launchers. Okay. And they managed to get their hands on a smoke grenade. Interesting. Well, it looks like things are rather fantastic over there. Enough to sarcasm. Did good. What's the radar on? T-72B1, Igla, Faggot, Strela, Supplies, Helicopter, S-400. Okay. Oh, there's some Tunguskas showing up. And some S-400s. And SU-30s. Oh, there's an air battle going on over the city. Ouch. Razvedka.
Экипаж готов. БМП слушает. Мотолыга тут. ПВО ждет целей. Заводи мотор.
A new truck full of vehicle crews has arrived. They're waiting to be dispatched.
Well, I mean, there's not really much to put them into.
Логистика здесь.
I don't think.
Грузовой автомобиль готов. Как ракетные сани на рельсах.
I mean, I think it's just the TOS-1 and the BTR-82As. I don't think there's anything special over here. I mean, granted, it'd be nice if I could find some, I don't know, T-90Ms.
Кому нужны припасы?
I would say T-14, but those are basically unicorns. In that they don't exist.
Пехота на связи.
Or at least a functional T-14, as Russia puts it, doesn't exist.
Look at that, an old Soviet Buratino. What the hell is it doing here? I'm not sure it's the right tool for the job. I mean, we're not here to raise the city to the ground.
Сами не летаем и другим не даем.
It's an incendiary rocket launcher.
72 на связи.
So, I suppose that depends on your definition of right tool for the job.
Понял. Меняем ППД. Это пехота. Эхо здесь.
Commander, we have a dormant cell infiltrated nearby. Link up with them. I'm sure they will prove to be very valuable assets.
Thank you. I don't like you, but okay. So apparently there's Spetsnaz over there. That shouldn't be hard. Keyword shouldn't.
Транспорт ждет приказов. Мотолыга здесь. МТЛБ, слушай. Куда вас доставить?
I'm going to need to sort this out. It's going to be a touch of a pain.
Приказ понял, едем. Пехота ждет указаний. Меняем ППД. Пехотинцы ждут ваших приказов.
Okay.
Огнеметный расчет здесь.
And then we have the Borodino.
Только разложились. Погнали туда. Логистика готова. Пехота на связи. Какие ваши указания? Снабжение заказывали?
Also, I suppose I should move my artillery.
Ракетная артиллерия здесь.
I suppose I should move my artillery
Бог войны слушает.
farther away because...
Арт-расчет на связи.
Or I say farther away. Move them up.
Принял.
Moving them there should be fine.
Пехота ждет приказа.
Look, I don't want to use the BMP ones at all. Those things are... The guns aren't even stabilized.
Пехотинцы ждут ваших приказов.
I'd call them hot garbage, but I have a nagging suspicion that would be an insult to hot garbage.
Пехота здесь. Куда вас довести? Транспорт, слушаю.
I mean, I suppose I could use them as a blocking force.
Это пехота. Дальше на такси. Залезай на броню.
Like reserves. Don't I have a BMP? Don't I have another BMP3 around here? I do.
Залезай в броню.
I mean, I could send them with the reserve ski. Depending on how many BMP ones I have.
Пехота на приеме. Пехота на связи. Какие ваши указания? Залезай в броню. БТР на связи. Уже еду. Грузовик снабжения готов к транспортировке. Мы переезжаем.
Well, I seem to have fairly quickly established air defense. Let's see what we've got.
БМП слушает. Бэха здесь. Двигаться назад. Принял. Выдвигаюсь. Пехота ждет указаний. Будем там. Бэтер здесь. Пехотинцы ждут ваших приказов. Транспорт, слушаю. Выдвигаемся. Пехота на приеме. Заходим на борт.
Okay, so I think I'm organizing this right.
Огнеметный расчет на связи.
What's the aim time on? Oh my goodness, that is atrociously long. Thermobaric rockets, they have a very short range and a 20-second aim time. Those rockets don't even ignore cover. I mean, sure, they hit hard, but again, eh?
Пехота ждет приказа. Пехота здесь.
Okay, so what do we got?
Куда вас доставить?
I'm going to take the Stralas, the TOS 1.
Боевая машина пехоты на связи. БМП на связи. Это пехота. Приказ понял. Выезжай.
And I'm going to move all of that over there. And the purpose of that is basically going to be my backup elements,
Дорога нам.
for lack of a better term.
Мы переезжаем.
Meanwhile, this is going to be my assault elements.
Транспорт ждет приказа. Транспорт заказывали?
I know that there's a way you can, like, organize. I don't even know what that was. But that's fine. I'm pretty sure that was a tank. No, it's a CV. It's a CV-90.
272 готов.
So I'm pretty sure I can just.
Заводи мотор. Выполняю. Коробочка на приеме. Приказ понял. Едем. Принял. Выдвигаем.
Preferably not within shooting range of all that stuff.
Огнеметный расчет слушает. Перемещаюсь на заданную позицию. Выдвигаюсь. Без проблем. Огнеметный расчет ждет ваших указаний. Работаю.
Let's see this thing work.
Транспорт на связи. Противовоздушная оборона. На приеме. Ракетная артиллерия слушает.
Well, I took out something. Two somethings. Grab the grad and
Заряд.
keep up the pressure, I suppose.
Готов сотрясать землю. Без проблем. Только сначала запакуемся. Ракетная артиллерия на связи.
It still has rockets left? Wait, does that mean the Grad still has rockets left? Oh, the Grad does still have rockets left. Okay. So they won't just fully dump the, everything in the launcher. I thought they dumped everything in the launcher. But, alright. If they don't fully dump everything in the launcher, that's good to know. That seemed decently effective. What do we have? Spetsnaz, GRU, and these idiots. Sneaky idiots. With a laser rangefinder. And you can throw them out the back of a perfectly good airplane. And then these guys, what do they have? They're not quite as sneaky. They can't see as far, and they don't have a laser rangefinder. But that's a pretty nice launcher, I'll give it that. Kinda figured that would hit something explosive. You know, the downside is I don't actually have any vehicles to hold these guys. That's 8 idiots. That's 4 idiots, so I would need 12. Granted, I can manage that, actually. Yeah, they're gonna chew through that pile of supplies real darn quick. Well, I mean, we're apparently not trying to raise the city to the ground, but there's a couple of very raised-looking skyscrapers. And I just launched a TBM at another one. Hmm.
БТР, слушай. Работает. Транспорт заказывали? Поддай газку. Бог войны слушает. Семьдесят двойка. Огнеметный расчет здесь.
I will say, this thing is kind of fun.
Никто не вызовет. Мотолыга здесь. Куда вас доставить? Транспорт здесь. Как ракетные сани на рельсах. Бог войны слушает. Работаю.
I suppose I am kind of playing this like the way the Russians fight. There is a lot of artillery involved.
Транспорт здесь. Ракетная артиллерия здесь. Транспорт, слушаю.
Comrade Colonel, they're beginning to retreat on my flank as well. Their combat units are still holding the line, but I can see trucks trying to escape. They're heading your way, Commander. You should be able to intercept them at the main crossroad if you manage to hustle it a bit.
Колеса приехали.
Perfect! You hold the central crossroad. This is the beginning of the ends for them.
Мотолыга тут.
Additional enemy units are converging in the direction for the central crossroads. Don't let them retake it and intercept the retreating units, Commander.
Транспорт ждет приказа. Выдвигаемся. Мотолыга на приеме.
Intercept those tracks, Commander. Don't give him a chance to fall back.
Ah, well, that's not good.
Look at that! Booker light tanks! The Americans are giving them away to anyone willing to take them these days.
They're not real tanks, just glorified assault guns. We'll deal with them easily, Comrade Cornel.
Oh wow,
I
they.
don't know. They sure look like tanks, if you ask me.
Oh, that debate. Although I do find it rather amusing that the game decides to recognize it. Also, I should probably tell the infantry to get out and actually get into these buildings.
Транспорт здесь. Выбрасывай. Боевая машина пехоты здесь. Сбросить лишнее. Транспорт на связи. Под огнем мы. Очистить трюм. Первый пошел.
After all, I'm the one who made them flee in your direction.
Говори, куда накрыть. Да, командир. Ударю громко. Транспорт заказывали?
Actually, I don't know, maybe. Although that comment about credit seemed a little bit pretentious. So what now?
Comrade Colonel, the enemy is in full retreat on my side. I'm right on their heels, but they will arrive in force from your left flank, Commander. Be ready to greet them.
Again?
Я уж думал, нас забыли. Нехватка витаминов. Готов сотрясать землю. Никто не выживет. Ударю громко. Арт-расчет на связи. Ракетная артиллерия на связи. Готов. Огнеметный расчет ждет ваших указаний. Заряд.
I have no idea if I'm going to time any of this right, but it is what it is.
Транспорт ждет приказа. Мы переезжаем. Коробочка на приеме.
Вас понял, выдвигаемся.
Транспорт заказывали? Уже еду.
Okay, so I didn't time the toss right at all. And the grad just... and that building just tanked the building just tanked the grad's fire.
Look at that! What a slaughterhouse! time for everyone to rest and refit.
Negative, Colonel. Begin the pursuit immediately. Don't give them any respite.
I don't know what they mean by minimum amount of crews. Okay, well, what's next? Cut the retreat of the Estonian forces with landing before they reach Tallinn, or air assault on that. No, that wasn't particularly hard.